There's money out in this world. There's freaking money out here in this world. And I'm gonna show you how to get it right here on the Money Mastermind Show. There's a topic that's been floating in my head just recently, and it's such a great concept that people don't even know what it is. It can be a great wealth multiplier, but people don't know what it is. But I will tell you that even though the 99% of people don't understand this concept, there is 1% that actually do understand this concept. It's something called compound interest. But let me give you some statistics first. The first being, there are 2,043 billionaires in the entire world. A quarter of them comes from the United States. And in the United States alone, there's over 16 million millionaires in the entire country. 16 million millionaires. And there's probably 500 billionaires in the United States. And then the rest of the people who have less than 900,000 goes down to maybe about 100,000 for the middle class, and then it goes even further down to some that even have to deal with poverty. But what does this concept, compound interest, have to do with all this stuff? It has to deal with everything. There's an idea called compound interest, which means if you put money in, the interest adds up. So like a savings account. If you throw money into a savings account, it's going to create interest. And as long as you keep it in that account, it keeps growing. It just keeps growing. It just builds up and builds up and builds up. And that's the concept that I love about compound interest. Now, sometimes I will rail against bank accounts and savings accounts because their interest rates are way too damn low. But I will defend to my death about compound interest, because the idea behind compound interest is so beautiful that it makes a wealthy man cry. When I understood it, it made me cry a little bit. So let me teach you the concept. So if let's say I started with $10,000 in an investment account. The average annual rate for the stock market is about 6 to 8%. 6 to 8. But let's just say we've had a run-in for 20 years where it's just like the stock market is not doing as well as it should be for 20 years. Let's say it does 4%. Let's say you put $500 each time. $500 a month each time. For 20 years, that's 240 months. 240 months from a $10,000 investment, just as a start. 20 years down the line, assuming every single thing stays consistent, stays equal, assuming no freaking recessions or anything happen, that $10,000 investment plus all the $500 investments that you made over 240 years can add up to $272 million. $272 million by the time, let's say you're 20, you'd be 40 at the time. You'd have $272 million. Just saying in an investment account. Or even, let's just say you don't add anything into it. Let's just say you just start out with the 10,000. It grows to maybe 120 million. That's assuming every single thing stays constant. So what? How do I know this? How do I know this? Well, one, I study accounting like a motherfucker. You got to know accounting because money and accounting is the lifeblood of a business. It really is, and especially an investor as well, and especially a household owner as well, because you got to budget. You got to learn how to create more income than expenses. But back to the point. you got to learn where the money can go. When it can go into an investment account, you got to add on to it. You got to add on to it and experience that compound interest. You ever wonder why Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, or even like, I don't know, Kevin Hart, Steve Harvey, freaking Grant Cardone, Ty Lopez, Dan Pena, Dan Locke, let's see, who else? Steve Jobs, or even Tim Cook. How are they making millions and billions of dollars from their companies? How? Well, it's simple. They reinvest in their business. See, compound interest isn't excluded to just investments or even anything about business. It's also applied to almost anything in life. So your compound interest for investing in your business is more profit. Your compound interest for investing in stocks is more appreciation. Your compound interest in love would be a relationship or even a marriage. Your compound interest towards, let's say you want to get closer to God. You get closer to God. You get closer and more spiritual. Your compound interest towards a certain, let's say you want to get A's in college. The more you study in college, the more likely you're gonna get A's. And the more likely you get A's, it just adds on. That's the beauty of compound interest. It can be applied to anything instead of just business itself. It could be applied to love. It could be applied to spiritual beings. It could be applied to health. Like, if you knew me 2 years ago, or even 3 years ago, I was a skinny motherfucker. I really was. But now I actually have muscle put on. You know why? Because I make good decisions. Sure, I can have a drink or two sometimes. But even then, it's all about those compound choices, those little choices that keep adding up to get the decision, the choice that the consequence that you want. And mind you, consequences can be positive or negative. If you go the positive route, obviously you're going to experience positive compound interest. If you go the negative way, you go negative compound interest. If you drink every day, and you start getting dependent on drinking, then obviously you're going to become an alcoholic. If you're investing every day or every month, then obviously you're going to experience more money down the line. The beauty of compound interest is that it stems from the Bible about the idea of talents. Talents were equal to gold in the Bible time. Guys started, like the king started with like giving talents to his servants, and he said, "All right, make me some more talents. I'm gonna go on a business trip. You do you." That's not how the Bible starts, but I'm paraphrasing. But king came back and he said, I gave you five talents. What did you do with it? Well, King, I started with those 5 talents. I put it into work, made more money off of it. Turned 5 talents into 10. King said, good job. You did smart. You did wise. I gave you 2 talents. What did you do with it? Well, King, I basically did the same thing. It was kind of hard, but you know what? I turned 2 talents into 4. And he said, smart man. I gave you 1 talent. What did you do? He said, well, King, I knew you were going to go away, so I put it in the soil. I buried it, nobody could get it. But by the time I heard you were coming back, I dug it up, and here it is, 1 talent. According to the Bible, the king said, take that talent away from him and give it to the man that has 10. Now, obviously, it sounds unfair, but what you don't use, you lose. is the idea of compound interest. If you work against the law of compound interest, it works against you. If you work for the law of compounding interest, it works for you. And it doesn't matter where you go. You could go eat at fast food. If you want to be fat, go to a fast food joint every single day. If you want to be rich, learn, study, do something to create the compounding effect for you. I guarantee you, if you follow that law of compounding interest, it's going to make you so much money. It's going to get you what you want in life. I wanted to get more muscle. I wanted to get more money. I wanted to have a Medicare plan, medical plan, that I didn't have to pay into Obamacare going like, I don't have health care, take my money. No. I wanted health care. I wanted a job. I wanted to go back to college. I wanted to make more money. And you know what? Those choices that I made over the times, some of them were bad, and I learned some lessons. But some of the lessons I learned were very applicable, and I actually got where I am today. And I guarantee you that the choices that I continue to make down the line will benefit me in the future. And maybe I can be a billionaire at some point. I'm making a statement today. I want to be a billionaire. But I have to learn how to be a millionaire first. How can I use the compounding interest effect to take me from a 10,000-aire or a 20,000-aire to a 100,000-aire to a millionaire? Think about that for yourself. But anyways, that's all I got today. Money Mastermind right here. Thinking about your money all the time. I want to give a quick shout out to some guys that are loving this show. A couple guys, Jake Rhodes. I want to talk about Steve Zimmerman. I want to talk about Sean Cotter. I want to talk about Chris Mercer. And I want to talk about, what was his name? Mike Barker. Those guys, great guys that I've worked with in Mildenhall. They're really awesome. They're hard chargers. They really are. They're probably watching the show right now just so that they could learn more. And we all have something to learn. We all have something to learn. I did it with maintenance. They're doing it with finance. But they're great people, and I am willing to mentor them from poverty or from whatever state they're in, all the way up to where they want to be, whether it be millionaire status or billionaire status or whatever. I'm willing to teach them what I know. But anyways, thanks for watching the show. Like, comment, subscribe, share, take it to as many channels as you want. Freaking spread the word. Spread the word of compounding interest. I want to experience the compounding interest of YouTube. Woo! But I want to say thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share, please. And I also want to say God bless. Thank you for watching the show. God bless. Have a great day.